Right now I will going to focus on the creation of the wheels, the wheel support and things like that. I will going to use this side view uh, as an approximation because it's quite clear what I want. So let's continue with the rectangle. I will create a rectangle here. I will try to create one single object. I will convert this to editable spline as before. We're going to refine. We're going to convert everything into corner, and I will make the adjustment. The black part I have here, I will going to make everything into one single piece just for easy adjustment. Maybe later I have to split or cut the object to assign a different material, but right now it's just a modeling test I want to make, so I will keep everything in one single piece. I'm going to refine. Okay, I will going to adjust the lines. Okay, I think it's enough. I will going to extrude the mesh, and let's see if I have a better reference. Like you can see here, I have a reference of the scale right now. I will put this in this particular place. I think it's quite precise. Yeah, it's good. This image is working good, so this will going to be something like this. Okay, so what I have to do next, I have to create these elements that are separate meshes. These details like you can see here, but right now I think it's the support is something like this. Let me check the front view to see exactly what else I have in the front. This particular view here is okay. Yeah, it needs more detail, more elements. Let me okay, so let's continue here. What I'm going to do right now is to verify how this looks with these elements, how they are looking, those parts here. I think I need more. Well, okay, so I will use again this particular reference I have, but as I can see, there are a couple of other objects that I need to draw here. So for example, I will going to refine here, and I will make something like this. Okay, I think it's okay this way. So right now when I extrude, I have these particular shapes. This is more or less what I want. Let me see, I will select this as an adaptive shape to improve the curve. Let's see how the curve is. Bezier corner. Well, I think it's okay. So I think this is more or less what I want. I mean, right now there is going to cross a cylinder in the middle, and that will support the light, the front light. So I think it's going to work. And when I need to apply material, different material to this particular object, I can apply an editable poly modifier, and I just have to connect these two meshes. I have to connect here, and I have to connect here, and do the same in the other side. Connect, and this way I will going to have a way to apply a different material to these meshes. So I think this technique will going to work. Okay, so let's continue. I have to create uh, a cylinder. Let's see if I can use this. Well, I think I can use this a little bit as reference. It's not as precise right now for this part, but maybe I can. Yeah, I can create a cylinder from this point of view. I will going to create a cylinder. Okay, let's see where it is. And the cylinder will cross the geometry from one side to another. And we're going, this will be the support of the mesh of the lamps or these elements. I will reduce a little bit the radius. I think it's something like this. Okay, well, I think it's good enough. Later I will create the cylinders for these sort of lights. So this I will going to clone. For example, I will going to clone. Let me verify first if those lights, how they looks in the other view, to see if there is better to use a cylinder, or I think a cylinder will going to work well with applied material. I will going to use cylinders for these particular pieces. Okay, so I just will going to clone as copy, and then I will rotate it 90 degrees. I will going to reduce the radius, and I think it's, well, I'm not sure if I should. Yeah, I have to reduce the radius because it have a different value here, different radius, more a smaller radius. So I will separate this a little bit. You can see there is a inner cylinder. I will going to clone as copy. I will reduce the radius even more, and I will put in the exact same position. I will use my snaps to keep the thing organized, and this I have to move inside, and later I can create a boolean operation, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so I have this right now. I will keep the height a little bit smaller than that, and then I will going to create a chamfer seal. I can create a geometry, extended geometry, a chamfer seal, because I want to give more round corners in this particular element. So I will create a chamfer seal like I mentioned before. The chamfer seal allows us to create a fillet into the geometry that will going to be or looks better. So I will then convert to editable poly, and I will delete all the back faces and move the vertex to the right position. Okay, so this is it. I think it's okay. Maybe it's a little bit large than the reference, but I'm not sure if it is the angle or the point of view, but I think they are a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think keeping this way looks better. Okay, so I will copy those elements. I will go to a front view, and I will, as far as it looks in the front view, those other elements are above, but I'm not sure the mechanism to keep them above, how they are. Like you can see here, they are above the middle cylinder we have here. So let's take a look. So you guys need to be up. How you will going to be floating, I'm still don't know. I will clone as instance, and in fact I think I I will going to increase the I will going to scale out a little bit before cloning them. Yeah, I think it's something like this. I will clone them again as instance, and I will put this above, and I will clone it again. And I hope this looks better. How they should be placed is a mystery for me. I will view the image again, and let's see if there's a more precise view that shows exactly how these things works. Okay, is more or less what I need, but yeah, there is a mechanism here. There is a something that is handling those things, but I am not able to see them. Okay, so what I think is just I will going to create just a rectangle. This is the only thing I will going to do, a rectangle with the rounded corner radius. I will convert again to editable spline. I will convert all those things to corner. I will delete them, and I just put all these things, and I will extrude. Just a small element that will going to be, I don't know, attached to the object in the middle. It can even align to the center. I will instantiate it. Okay, so these things is more or less all these elements I see here, and I think it's okay. So let's convert this to editable poly 2 to move the vertices to the other side. So this is what I have in mind. Maybe they are a little bit tiny, so I will increase a little bit the overall thickness. Okay, I think this works. This cool works for what I need. Okay, so what another detail I have to put inside this object, this element. Yeah, this is quite a weird element right now. So my reference is not working here because the reference is rotated, so I'm not able to see it. So I have to create them by scratch. So the main shape, it looks like a sphere. It looks like it is a sphere, something like this. I will use this as reference of the radius. So this is more or less the radius from the sphere. Okay, and then this sphere is intersected with a cylinder, so I have to create a cylinder in the front. I will going to align them using Shift A. So this is the main object right now, and then this object is intersected again with some sort of triangle here. So there is a triangle in this area. So for this triangle I will going to use a box. I will going to create a default box. I will going to align it. I will rotate this box 45 degrees, and I will put the same side something like this. Okay, so right now if I move this here, let me see how it's looking right now. I'm not completely sure, but I think it could work. I will going to convert this box to editable poly. I will going to remove this edge, and this is it. This is something like this. Okay, so let's wait to see if this works. Let's convert this to editable poly. I will move the vertices, the vertex to this position, and let's see if there's anything else I have to do here. I see a hole in this particular place. I'm not sure this hole, how is this working. Okay, let's see how things works right now. So first I will going to increase a little bit more the mesh subdivision. I will create a boolean of union. I will start picking, so I have this one. Later I forgot to create a box, a bigger box, to split this model by half. So I will align it again, and I will put the height, a negative height, to have something like this. So now I will going to make subtraction, and this is what I have. And finally I will going to use an union again, and I will select this one. So this is what I have. It's not bad. I think it's working. Maybe I will going to convert this to editable poly. Maybe we're going to move this a little bit close to this place. The cylinder is looking good, I think. Well, I think this could work. There is a mesh issue, but it is related because this mesh is not connected to any other part of the geometry, I think. Let me see if I can improve it. If not, I will going to repeat the process. Okay, like you can see, I have this mesh. I don't worry about this other side because I will going to use a symmetry, so this is not a problem. I will going to select all these, and I will going to connect all these to give more stable geometry. The same will happen here. I will connect. In fact, I will going to delete all this face because I don't need it. We're going to be hiding behind, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so but let's apply symmetry to see how it looks. Okay, let's convert again to editable poly, and I will going to close this face. Let's see if I am able to close this face, because I will try to make another boolean operation here. Let me see this. This is not exactly the right way because I know it have a different solution here, or something different, but as always I'm not completely sure exactly how it is solved, so I will figure out later. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I will going to create a tube geometry, something like this. I will going to align this. Later I will move to the center of the geometry, something like this. Okay, so let's adjust this a little bit. I think this is more or less what I need. So let's increase the height, and let's scale it down a little bit. as copy. And let's take a look if this will going to work. I will going to create, this is a lot of Boolean operation. This is not nothing conceptually complex. It's just a lot of Boolean operation that will going to happen here. I'm not sure if they're going to work, but Boolean subtraction, start picking. So this is the first one. Later I will go back to this object. I will make a pre-Boolean of, I don't need a pre-Boolean. In fact, I don't need a pre-Boolean. I will keep these objects separated just because, just to avoid any problem or mesh issue. Okay, so right now I have this particular object here. It's supposed to be the same, so I will copy this one here, and I'm still not sure what should or how it should looks the other. I will going to apply a smooth modifier to see if I can improve the detail. No, there is no, well, this angle here is not working as good as I want. I think there's something wrong here, but well, I will leave it here this way because I'm not sure exactly how this piece is working right now. Okay, so I will clone this object as instance again, and I think this is it. I see. I will move the vertices up. Okay. I will clone this again as instance. I don't know why I misses this part. Instance. Okay. So I think it's good enough this way, and this will going to be how it will going to looks. So right now this is exactly the way I want to show it. Now it's time to create this particular mechanism here. So let's take a look. For this part, as far as it looks, it's just a cylinder. I'm going to create a cylinder. And I will define the height. Okay. And then I will, to allow this to work, this should be different. I mean, this could not be this way, so I will move this back. Okay, yeah, this part is not good enough. I think I need more information about how this could behave, because right now it's looking terrible. So I don't have an idea right now how this could be, how this could works, but okay, I will leave this way by the moment. Later I hope I find a better way to improve the look. Okay, so right now this is what I have. I will going to create a little bit more I think I have to move this a little bit down. Okay, and now we're going to create a cylinder that will connect this object to the other ones. Okay. Remember that I can align with Alt A or with Shift A. That will going to be the quickest way to align. This way right now is not working because it is a Boolean object, and the center is different and the pivot point is different, so there's no way to know exactly how to align, so I did it manually. Okay, this is more or less what I need. We're going to increase the size, and that's it. What I need right now, I will going to clone this as instance, all these two pieces. I will to clone them as instance, and now it's time to understand this particular shape. This will going to be quite difficult because the wheel will going to block this. Oh, I can see it here. Perfect. Okay, this part, it's wow, this is quite weird. I think it's something like this, is something like this shape. Yeah, I think it's something like this that allow the object to rotate, and or I'm not sure if it is just an L. I think it's just an L shape, something like this and like this. I think this, yeah, I think this is the correct shape. So for doing this, I will create again, I will use a rectangle to create the basic L shape. I will round the corners, and then I can adjust, convert to editable spline. This is completely visual right now. There is no way to use a good reference, so I will just with Shift I can clone or copy a shape, and I will going to move this to this part. I will going to delete whatever I don't need it, and this is it. I have this part. I will with Shift I can rotate it. I can move. I will just move this particular part here, and that's all. I will move this to this point, and this one here I will fuse them and weld them. Let me reset the order. Okay, so I will select both, and I will fuse them where they are, fuse them and weld them, and that's it. Now I can extrude. There is something. Oh yeah, sure. I didn't weld the other nut, so the other vertex, so I will have to fuse and weld and fuse and weld to be sure that everything is working as expected. I don't know if this is a close geometry, but I will leave this as a solid one. Okay, so this it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, it looks like it is. I will increase the amount. So it should work something like this. I have the pivot points here. have one pivot point here and the other pivot point here, so I'm not sure if I'm drawing. I will adjust this to the position I defined for these objects, and maybe, yeah, maybe later if I need to adjust again. Okay, so this is the way, this is the shape, and I think from here this comes the access to the wheel, so it looks like, I think this is it. Yeah, from here you will see the access to the wheel. So in this case I will going to create a cylinder again. I will copy this, exactly this one, to this place, but I don't think so I need to be so far away. I mean, I will move this vertex a little bit closer. Okay, I think this is the right position. Okay, as far as it looks like it is working. Maybe this is a little bit, I'm not sure if this is wider enough, or yeah, I think it's the same wide, a little bit more than the light, and it is more or less what I have here. Okay, right now we are ready. The only thing that bothers me a lot right now is this particular object. This object is not looking good enough, and I still have no clue about how to fix it, because, well, it will need a lot of, I will going to make small changes just to see if I can improve how it looks right now. So I will just cut this, and I will, in the left view, it's supposed to be here and here. This is where they supposed to be, but this curvature here in this place is what it's not looking good for me. But I think having this set up, yeah, I think this will going to work. I mean, I will select these faces here and I will make them planar. Didn't work. Let me see, they are planar in fact, but I will change or adjust the smoothing group. So I will clear the smoothing group for all these faces, and I will do the same with this other one. I will going to clear the smoothing groups. This way I will have a sharp, yeah, that's exactly what I want, a sharp edges. Here I don't have this situation because I don't have enough subdivision. I will select these things and I will connect them using 2 or 3. I think 2 is enough, and having this subdivision I can start creating the curvature, the curve of the object. Okay, now I feel more relief. This is not a extreme fix, but it looks better and works better, and yeah, gives me more and looks more close to the real model. I think in fact there is a connection between these two models. I think there should be some kind of connection between these two models, but I don't know, and I will leave them like they are right now. Let me see if I find, as far as I think I have the right, exactly like they are. I mean, they are, maybe my spheres or my proportion are not the best ones right now, are not the best proportion. This looks a little bit smaller than it should be, but In the overall it looks good. Yeah, I think this is more a proportion issue right now than anything else. I will see if I can fix it, because yeah, I don't want to go further without having all these things fixed. Okay, it looks better. Yeah, more better. So I will place this where it should be. Now it's better. Yeah, now the proportion is more close to the reference. Maybe this is this element should be a little bit bigger. Yeah, this is it. It's working. It's functional. I mean, I am able to rotate the wheel and do the task what is mean. There is another couple of things here. I am seeing. Let me see this particular image is quite good, because I can see right now. These are the here. There is another thing, pivot, another pivot here that I'm not sure how this works. This pivot should work. I don't know. I have to verify where this pivot comes from and where is this pivot connected, and yeah, to understand this a little bit better. Well, the other thing I see is maybe the hay. I think these elements should be bigger. I think I will select them, because in the front view, like you can see here, yeah, they need to go to the all these object. So I think I will scale them a little bit more, and I will move them. I think it's okay. Oh, I cannot do this way, because I will lose this shape. Okay, so let me scale all these things manually. I don't want to deform the shape. This is not a big deal. Yeah, this is working. Just scaling these items. Let me select the correct scale method. Okay, I think this is the right way to do it. So right now I have to move these two elements a little bit lower, this one too, and then I have to adjust this line. Okay, there you have it. So now I have the support for the wheel. I have almost everything done. I will going to select this particular lamp I have here, and I will clone this lamp, and I will put this in this particular place. I'm still not sure where this is attached to. I'm not sure how it works, and maybe in, I don't know in which transformation this will going to be visible. I'm not sure, but I think it's just a matter of, I will copy just this cylinder, or one of those cylinders I have here, and I just move this to use as support the lamp, and this will going to be everything I will going to do with this lamp, because it's not quite visible. So I think it's everything it needs. It's just a place to be attached to the geometry. Okay, so now I have it. I still think this object is quite small. This object doesn't look too big, and in the reference maybe it's a little bit bigger. This is a Adobe I have. And the other do I have is about the placement, but let's keep these things like I have right now. I will going to create the wheel later, and I hope the rear element is the same. Like you can see here is almost the same, so I will just need to clone. So let's hope everything is exactly the same to avoid the manual creation again. I will going to create this particular element here. It looks like it is making a turn. I don't know if it's just a box. Yeah, it looks like just a box with the Lego elements. So this is it. Okay, so nothing complex, nothing too elaborated. I later will going to copy the Lego elements. I will going to create a cylinder, and I will put in all the places when I need a Lego element. I will put just when I need it. So I didn't do it right now. For this element I will going to use another cylinder with boolean. Okay. Let's see the reference. Yep. Okay, so for this cross I see here, let me think which method I will going to use. I think the rectangle will going to be the best solution as always. So I will going to create one rectangle from here, and then I will going to rotate from here as copy, and then I will going to convert to editable spline. I will going to attach them. Before to do that, I will going to round a little bit the corners. This one and this one too. I will going to convert to spline. I will going to attach, and then I will select the spline. I will going to make a boolean of union between those splines. That's it. I will going to extrude, and I will going to make the boolean here. For this particular object, I think, let me see how it looks. For all the cylindrical shape, I should use instead of cylinder, I should use a chamfer seal, but in this case I will going to do something faster. In this case, to avoid the creation again, I just will going to select the face. I will going to change the face selection to the edge selection using Control key, and then I will going to create a chamfer, just to give a small chamfer effect to this object to avoid the sharpened shape we have. I will make a boolean. That's it. I have perforate the object, so later I will going to convert to editable poly and move the vertices, the faces I have here in the back. Something like this is what I need. Okay, so I am almost done with this particular wheel. I think it's almost time to save. Let me see. I will going to create this cylinder with chamfer seal. something like this, and that's all. I will going to place them in the right position. I will clone as instance and clone as instance. This is it. This is everything I need. I will going to remove, going to add editable poly to remove the back faces. This is not necessary, as I mentioned it before, but just for order and to keep everything more organized and clean. Okay, even later I should have to put the Lego text, but it's not necessary in this case. So I will going to save, and later I will going to continue with the other parts of the vehicle. Okay, continue with the wheels. As I mentioned it before, all these things are the same. So right now I will going to select everything, and I will going to apply the same color just for making a clear mesh right now, a more good quality mesh. It looks better this way. So I will going to select all the pieces that conform the wheel. This right now is something like this, and I will going to group them. First time I put a name on anything of this object because there are a lot of pieces that I don't know how to call them. So this is going to be called wheel support. Okay, well, let's rename it wheel support. Okay, so the only thing I have to do is mirror it in the x-axis as an instance, and I hit OK, and then I just move this object back, and well, I think these pieces is quite small right now. The sphere, I think, yeah, I think this is an error in my model. Maybe this should be bigger, and this could be a better way to see it, but I think it looks good. If I rotate the wheel, I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough. The difference, it's not too much, but it's a little bit visible, but I think it's good enough. Okay, so I think I'm done with this. Right now, if I go to this side view, you can see here this, I think, I'm not sure, but I think, yeah, I think this is the axis where the wheel should be placed. So if that's true, let's hide this one. I don't need it anymore. I don't need it anymore. I maybe needed you. Let me see how it looks. So I will close the group. Group close. I have opened the group. Oh, wow, what's happened with the group? I have exploded. Group close attach. I think I have ungrouped this. I don't see. I didn't remember when I did it, but let's undo everything I did. Let's see what's happening. Where? Okay, now this was okay. Will support. Okay, so what I'm talking about was that the axis where the wheel is placed should be something like this. I mean, this should be, I don't know, if this is the axis, maybe, yeah, it's wrong place. Yeah, it's wrong place. I will going to open this, and I will move, yeah, exactly to the center. It's more close to what I have here. yeah, group close. And now I will delete this one and I will mirror it as an instance, and I will place this where it should be. Like you can see here, this should be the right place according to the diagram. If I look in the reference, maybe it's a little bit far, so this element should be moved here. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working good. I mean, this is not interfering with anything and everything is working expect and looking good. I think it's done. I think it's mainly